Good morning. Oh, trying to adjust. Good morning, friends. Welcome to Real Talk Tuesday, where I jump on here and I just talk. I don't have a script. I normally don't write anything out. I'm just going to speak from what's in here. So, I am Crystal Kiefer with Crystal Kiefer Inspired here on Facebook, and my mission here is to bring truth, light, and encouragement to as many women as possible, helping them to realize who they are and allow them to tell their story while leaving them ridiculously hopeful for tomorrow. So, how are you? Today is dreary outside, it's rainy, I don't see the sun. Well, actually, I saw the sun for a little bit, and I was like, oh, the sun's gonna come out. But I gotta be honest with y'all. I gotta be honest. I woke up kind of on the wrong side of the bed today. And I felt myself kind of going into this little spiral of negativity. Not intentionally. Like, I don't want to live life like that, but it was just something that was just coming on me, and I was just kind of, I felt it, I heard it, heard the words that I was saying, and if I didn't put a stop to it, today wasn't going to be pretty, and that is not how I want to live. So today's topic is, it's a question that I've gotten quite a bit. Earlier this year when I did a survey, it was a question that many people put on there and asked, and the question is, how does one take time out for themselves? To some people, that might be pretty easy. And be real, this is what I'm eating today. That's a hamburger with ketchup and mustard, because right before I started this video, my stomach was growling. Like, my husband heard it. He's like, what is that noise? I was like, that's my stomach. He's like, are you going to eat? I was like, no. He's like, well, should eat, because they might hear your stomach on the camera. But I promise you, I won't be stuffing my face with this burger while I'm on camera. That's just a little bit too much. Got my coffee, but let's dig in. So, how does one take time out for themselves? Like, it might be easy for some people, but for some people, they don't know how. They don't know how. And that answer, I believe, is making yourself a priority. How many times as women do we put ourselves on the back burner? We put ourselves last. Everyone else goes first. Our husbands go first. Our children go first. We get a phone call and somebody needs something. That person goes first. Like, how are we putting ourselves as a priority? Women, we are a priority. We matter. Our gifts, our talents, who we are matters in this world. And we shouldn't be putting ourselves on the back burner. But it's so easy to do that, isn't it? It's so easy. I've done that before. But I came back to the scripture in John 10:10. Let me look it up for you real quick, because I don't know it word for word, but got my Bible here. And in John 10:10, it says, and this is Jesus talking, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. But I came that they might have life and live it and have it abundantly. So to me, that's speaking, the enemy is out there. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So he wants to destroy your happiness. He wants to destroy your joy. He wants to steal your marriage. He wants to steal your children. He wants to come at you and take away your purpose, take away your destiny, take away all the things that make you who you are. But Jesus said, hey, I came so that you might have life and have it abundantly. So what does that even look like? To me, that looks like we're out there living life. We're out there going after the dreams that he puts in our hearts. We're out there doing the things that he's called us to do. We're out there taking time out for ourselves so that we can't keep giving and giving and giving, because at one point we're not going to have anything to give. When I give, I have to take time back to recharge. You have to take time to sit alone and be with yourself, be with your thoughts, and be with, God, so that you even know who you are. One thing that was really harsh, and I actually talked about this past weekend at one of our Propel women meetups, was that to some people what I'm about to say is harsh, but it's truth. I told my daughter early on, when she was younger, that she cannot come first, because I am putting God first in my life. To me, it's God, husband and wife, and then the children. Because when our children are gone, we're going to be together with our spouse, and if you're not working on yourselves, you're not even going to know who the other person is. But so many times we get stuck in the lie that we have to put our kids first, or we're not good moms, or we're not good people, or we're not good friends if we don't put everyone else first. That is not true. When I get to heaven, what if God asks me, what did you do with your life? What did you do with your life? I don't want to have to answer and said, I put everybody else first. I didn't do anything with myself. I don't even know what I like. I don't know how to enjoy my life. I didn't know how to enjoy my life. I didn't know how to have fun. I don't want to reach heaven's gates and have to answer to God and say that I did not know how to enjoy my life, that I put everyone else first before me. We have a life to live, and in order for us to keep living, to keep giving, to do the things that He's called us to do, we have to take time out for us. Go to the store by yourself. Call your sister up, call a friend up. Hey, can you watch the kids? Maybe not even the store, because you can have the kids involved and you can make it really fun. But go to the beach. Go out and get a pedicure or manicure. Go to a park while the kids are in school and read a book. There's lots of things that you can do to take time out for yourself, to take a bath, to recharge. I literally have to recharge because I'm an introvert, and when I spend a lot of time with people out in the open, I get drained, a lot. And so I have to spend time, like this past weekend, I spent time at the big table with a lot of women, and I was speaking, pouring out love, pouring out encouragement, and by the time I got home, I needed a nap. I couldn't even function anymore. I needed a nap. But it's okay. So the truth is, Jesus said, I came so that we may have life. So if He said that we may have life, and we're not living our life, what are we doing? I look back at my mom's story, and she was such a great woman. But I look at her and how she lived her life, and she didn't really take out much time for herself. She did put us ahead of her. She did put my dad ahead of her. She didn't go have time with girlfriends and just go have coffee or sit and talk about God or whatever. It was all of us together all the time, and she didn't have that time by herself. And I really think that it took a toll on her, because she gave so much of herself that there was almost nothing left, and she kept giving and she kept giving. So how do you take out time for yourself? By making yourself a priority. By making yourself a priority. Whether it's going to the gym, waking up maybe an hour early while the kids are still sleeping, or the husband's still sleeping, or whatever, before you have to go to work, an hour early before you have to get dressed. Go to the gym. Wake up and have some quiet time with your Bible, with writing, with reading a book, with just coffee and just sitting and listening to the birds chirping, whatever. It can be very, very simple. It doesn't have to be going out and spending all kinds of money, because we can live a simplified life and we can still enjoy our life at the same time. So sisters, my friends, you are worth it. You are worthy to be a priority. You can come first. Not really first, because God's first, but you can put yourself up front and not on the back burner. But you have to be courageous enough to see that truth and realize that it's yours for the taking. That you can be a priority. So let's look at my life. What if I didn't take time out for myself? What would that look like? If I didn't take time out for myself, like let's look at this week. What kind of time have I had to myself this week? After I went to the ladies' event, my husband had our daughter, and they went out for a little bit. Well, actually, they were helping another friend in the country build a fence. So I was here, so I took a nap by myself to recharge. I'll wake up early sometimes, and I'll get my lovely Bible. My Bible out, and I'll read it. And I'll have a journal. I'll write down some thoughts. I will, sometimes after I drop Constance off at school, I'll go to the park and just walk by myself and just sit and listen to the birds. Sometimes I'll go to the beach. I haven't really been to the beach by myself in a while, but I have gone by myself before. I've gone to the gardens, like Magnolia Plantation, because I love being outside, and walked the gardens by myself with my camera taking photos. And it's not always just by yourself. It can be with friends. Some of my friends, we meet up at least once a month for coffee. I at least once a month go to Propel Women. I went back this month. I take time out, like tonight, today's Tuesday. Every Tuesday and Saturday morning, I run with other runners. I'm a mentor for runners. That's me taking time out for myself, but also in that mix, I get to encourage other runners at the same time. Go after the things that you enjoy. Go after, and if you don't know what you enjoy, take time to find out. What were the things that you enjoyed when you were younger? What did you used to do? When you were a teen, what did you used to do? I know we all have like these teen phases where we think we're too old for this or too old for that, but then whenever we become 20, like say we're too old for a birthday party, and then we're 21, like, oh, I'm gonna throw myself a birthday party. Like, how did we even grow out of that? And then to come back to it, like we're throwing ourselves parties. I threw myself a 30th birthday party, invited some girlfriends over. It was at my house. We made breakfast. We had like a yogurt bar, mimosas, like sausages, biscuits, donuts, like all these little cute little things that we had, and we had a good time together. And sometimes you can't. You don't have somebody to watch the kids. You don't have somebody to take over the household. Invite other women in that have kids, and guess what? Your kids can play together while y'all are having time together. No brainer, right? And for my older women, I had this question at the table. My mom probably would have asked this question, how do I take time out for myself? My answer was to make yourself a priority. So when you haven't done it for so long, and you're used to doing things for this long time, like what do? You start small. You start small. You start by just that little bit of quiet time by yourself. And you connect with God. And you connect with Holy Spirit. And you just allow Him to just cleanse you and to just wash you over with all of His goodness and mercy and love. So that guilt can be taken out of you. Because I believe that they have this guilt. Older women have this guilt that they had to be the one doing all the things. And that will wear somebody out. Like if you're the one doing all the things for the kids, all the things for the husband, all the things for the family, all the things for the people, you're never going to get to the things that God actually called you to do. And sure, some of our giftings are mixed with that because some of us are just natural motherly people. Some of us are naturally gifted in hospitality. Some of us have these natural gifts, but you gotta take time out for yourself too. You gotta take time out for yourself too. You are important. So how can you get started with that this week? Call a girlfriend up and say, hey, when are you available next week? Do you have any availability this week? Plan it. Get your calendar out. Look at some dates. Look ahead. And look at what you can do and look at what you can plug in and make it happen. If you want to get healthy, take some time out for yourself and go to the gym. Show up for you. If you have some ladies at the church and all y'all do is meet up at church, invite them to meet up for breakfast or for lunch or for dinner. Invite them into your house. Now, whenever we start to think about inviting people in, a lot of times we get this anxiety that, oh my gosh, my house isn't this, or I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I don't know how to put a whole feast together for everybody. Tell the people to bring something. Like you say that you're going to supply the biscuits or something, and they can bring the juice, and they can bring some, whatever people have for breakfast. I can't think right now. Bacon, eggs, cheese, whatever. Yogurt, granola. Everybody bring something, and you still can get together. We overcomplicate things so many times, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be pretty simple. So girlfriend, make yourself a priority. If I didn't make myself a priority, I believe that my family would suffer. They would feel that I was putting them first, but then they wouldn't get to see what it looked like for the mom to actually value herself. Do your children, does your spouse, does your family see you valuing yourself? Do you value yourself? Do you know that you're highly, highly valued by our most high God? That He loves you so much? And that He sent His Son Jesus to die for you and to save you? You're loved, my friend. You're loved. And you're so worth it. Make yourself a priority because you're worth it. You have gifts. And speaking of gifts, like I went to this conference last year, and Sarah Jakes Roberts, if you don't know who she is, look her up. The girl is fire. Like, she's so much fire. She said something that really stuck out, and she said, it was a room full of women. It was a women's conference, the Business Boutique in Nashville. And she was speaking on, stuff that we have within us. And one thing that she said is that books, businesses, and dreams will die within us because we were too afraid to step out, to face guilt in the face, to be courageous, and go after what truly sets our heart on fire, to go after what is within us. We've got this mindset of things are supposed to be this way, but we're looking at society and believing that. We're looking at society saying, okay, but that's how that's working. That's how they do it there. This is how it's supposed to be done. And then we bring it back into our homes and say, okay, well, so-and-so down the street or so-and-so that I saw is a great mom because she does this and she puts her kids here and she is running herself ragged, going to soccer practice, baseball practice, dance recitals, whatever. She's going all over the place. She is busy and she is just the best mom ever. That is a lie. That's a lie. We're not meant to be that busy. Yes, our kids can do things, but that's not our truth. Being busy and doing all the things is not our truth. When will you make yourself a priority too? And yes, there is a season for raising children, but in that season of raising children, you can still be a priority. My daughter knows that I love her. She knows that I'm talking and speaking life into her, and I'm teaching her and growing her in the way that she should go. But she also gets to see with her own eyes how her mom lives life, how her mom takes care of herself, how her mom invites other people in and takes time out for herself, and how her mom and dad work together so that each of us can have time to ourselves. That's how you take time out for yourself, by making yourself a priority. And like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be by yourself. It can be with other people. Invite other people to breakfast. Invite other people to lunch. There was a time where I didn't really have... I had friends, but it was just very sparse. Like a lot of my close friends that I went to high school with, they all live in different states. So what was I going to do? This introvert got out there and put herself out there and made new friends. It was scary. It wasn't like the funnest thing. Saying, hey, how are you? Because I don't even do small talk well. I try, but it's kind of like awkward. So like, I just end up being quiet a lot. Go figure, and I'm like spitting out other words right now. But put yourself out there. It's okay. There are some amazing friends waiting on the other side of your comfort zone, waiting for you to say hello, waiting for you to make yourself a priority. All right, girlfriends, that is it for today. I've got some errands to run. I've got a craft show this coming weekend, and I've got some stands to build. So I'm going to go run to Lowe's and see what I can find. I hope you guys have a great, great day. And once again, I'm Crystal Kiefer with Crystal Kiefer Inspired here. And my mission here is to bring truth, light, and encouragement to as many women as possible, helping them to realize who they are and allow them to tell their story while leaving them ridiculously hopeful for tomorrow. And if you hang around here long enough, you'll see that I do that through writing, photography, and painting. Have a great day, guys. I love y'all. Bye.